Yo, what is up, everybody? It's your boy BEATNUTZ. Hope you're having a great day doing what you love. I'm really excited, man, to show you guys this J.COLE beat that we're going to be working on for today. I've been working on this for quite a while, and I've had it out for a little bit on my store and everything too, but I'm really excited to kind of break down more of this stuff. A lot of this is kind of more just about structuring and everything too with the beat, but I think, honestly, when it comes to, like, the bounce and stuff like that, there's a lot of gems that are hidden in here too. So make sure you guys give this channel a like, make sure to give the video a like, make sure to subscribe. We really appreciate all the love that you guys have been showing us with the channel and everything, and let's get into it. So what I did was I got pretty much like the entirety of like this splice kind of sample thing. I took the sample that was this is it, pitch down, but it's crazy. So I went through a lot of different splice areas, just kind of messed around with the arrangement and everything, and I came up with this. So here's the beat. Let me show you a preview of the beat. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much just the drop and everything. So let me go into a little bit of what I did. So what I started off here was just kind of the intro sequence with these little hi-hats. Obviously I started off with a little clap that I had, so I just went off with this guy here first. Went to the Monkey Booker, found that right there. Next thing I went to was the amp live hat, so I took that part and just did a little bit of bounce with it and everything, because with the actual sample itself, it looks kind of a little bit far stretched to the right a little bit, and there's like a little duck in between it. So honestly, it was just used as like a percussive element. So after that, I was just layering more and more different hi-hats. So one like the Anita hi-hat too. Ooh, gives it like a little bit of flange. Add a little bit of some open hi-hats. What I wanted for the bounce of this to be was kind of like the wah wah ka a ka a wah wah ka. And I think with a lot of J.COLE beats, either if it's not like a straight breakbeat like boom ka ba ka boom boom ka, something like that, if it doesn't have some sort of like knock back and forth, then it's not really gonna, like, you know, just bounce essentially. It's not really gonna make things kind of hit the same as just like having just like a regular boom boom cut, because then you could just make it into a jungle beat, you know, like a break beat kind of deal. So this stuff was really important for helping me build up the bounce and everything of everything. So here's what I did here also with this analog hat. I heard this thing and I kind of liked it because it just gave it a different element. It's kind of like the same thing where if like people put in like a metronome kind of behind the background and just let it go bump bump bump, but like this one is more syncopated, so you get like a rhythm to start off in the beginning, and it also just kind of sounds nice too. So last thing I did too was this really nice laser. All I did with that, guy, is just put a little bit of delay on it too as well right here, and that gave me the sound that does like it kind of sounds like an older sound, I believe, with like a lot of like older, like oldies kind of music and everything, with the sound selection where like the sound sample is doing its thing, right? Gives it kind of that late 90s, but like maybe early 90s, kind of like Illiterate, dangerous, you know. Once I had all these and everything good to go, the vocal was doing its thing back where I needed it. And then pretty much the only other part that I did really was just add more of elements with the bass. So the bass is the biggest part, but let's get into this pattern here. And this was cool because I added a lot more different elements of like my hi-hat. So I just put on this trap hat right here to get this. Very basic, actually. All I really did was the velocity on this was super important because it helped with the bounce with everything else. So if I add all this other stuff, And the last thing I did pretty much was add this kick. So this kick I literally just kind of destroyed a little bit. This kick is more of a backbeat kind of kick because this is the main one. Right here it goes doku. So if I play it for you guys like this, I'm gonna take this out. It kind of sounds like just like a EQ'd out kick and everything. And honestly, with it in here, I didn't even do anything really to it. It was just kind of me crushing it with the FL length and stuff like that. Messing around with the start and everything like this here can give you a completely different sample from when you just start like this. I started from here, but I squeezed it all the way like this. Messing around with your kick lengths is super, super crucial, I think, with like, I guess, rhythm. Because if I have everything just kind of bounced out, all ready to go in my sample, and I want to make sure that with like a J.COLE bounce and stuff like that, I want my kicks to hit harder. Messing around with this and the tail end of your kicks will make a big difference. Because obviously you don't want to go all the way right here, because you can't hear anything. Definitely mess around with your length and start of the sample that it has here. So it's definitely some sauce for sure. That's been helping me out a lot. Changing the pitch of the kick too as well is another thing that I found out recently from one of my friends, Pseudo, that I didn't even really think that you could do for FL Studio. After I had everything going here, I just went ahead and went to the bass. Yeah, that shit is crazy. And honestly, this came from one of the Monte kits. This bass just by itself, no loop points or anything like that, just regular envelope, regular cut. Didn't really need any tweaking, honestly. All I really did for the bass with this was I added a little bit of sauce, and this is what I really wanted to show you guys. So I think with basses, a lot of people try to put too much effects on it when less is more. And like it looks hypocritical because I have so much shit on it right here, right? But these are all meticulously done for like a good reason. So what I mean by that with like less is more is you kind of want to have less of different things. So what I want to do is with this bass and everything, if I have it just up here, I have these kind of frequencies that are up here. And I like that, but I also want more of the beefy up stuff right here. So let me just kind of do this stuff in order and get rid of everything. So I could have that or just the original. And it sounds good, but it just kind of sounds a little bit like robotic and MIDI. And that's what we're trying to eliminate. We're trying to make it sound as natural as possible. So I EQ'd the hell out of it. Went to the compressor and had a little bit of a vintage vibe with a 9 on the gain, a little 6 to 6, almost a kind of a 1-to-1 ratio. And then a threshold about a little small actually. So it kind of gave more of that amp feel. I strived more and more for that amp feel by giving it more of this overdrive right here. Just a tiny bit. Because I decided to hit times 100. Give it a tiny bit of preamp. Like I'm talking 0.00096. Like really, really small. Not really messing anything up with this stuff right here. The color or anything. Just... it just kind of fills more space. A little bit of soft there, and then some stereo shaping to give it more of a feeling of where it's supposed to be. And for some reason, I also stereoed it because I'm crazy. And a little bit of more EQ right here too. But what I'm doing really with most of this stuff is like I'm taking that same bass and I'm cutting off certain parts that I don't need really. So that's what I'm really talking about when it comes to like less is more, is like you can do a lot of different plugins to it and everything, but make tiny changes at first and then kind of go on from there. So when I went to this EQ, I immediately I was like, okay, I'm going to cut. I cut it out, I think like around here at first. I was like, okay, that sounds good. And then I went to the compressor, started that, and I was like, ooh, that doesn't sound good. Messed it around with it like here. Just kind of went down the line. So this part was good because I just used actually a lot of different slides. Just like right here to give it that little as if a bass player is like kind of doing like bounce, 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 boing, kind of sound. And you definitely want to do the bass like octave stuff like do do do. This one is not an octave on purpose because I like to do where it's like bass sevenths. So it does like da 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 da, and it just leads into more this note that's right here. But then I just put an octave down. So again, octaves are your best friend. So with the note, instead of it kind of trailing off, like you can kind of barely hear it. I'll make it exaggerated. So there's that, right? But instead I could just do, or it just sounds like he's just kind of doing a pickup kind of thing or a slide, like boom, and it just instantly goes to that note. But I just did it a little lower, so it kind of sounds effortless. Oh yeah, we got our 808 part right here. Added an 808 too to everything. You know, because J.COLE fucks with the old school, but you know he loves the new school. Kind of took the same aspects of the bass line here. For your beats, producers, please make sure that your beat isn't just the same fucking things repeating it over and over and over and over again. Like, try to put some sort of variation with it, even if it is the same section or the same sounds kind of in a way. Change up the pattern. Do something different. You know, you could maybe pitch something up that's just like 12 or something, or just pitch it down, but that doesn't really make it that crazy of a change or a beat or anything. Maybe you're leaving space for the artist to do a verse or just whatever, but change the pattern a little bit. Don't like just make it kind of make the same and be dull. So the reason why I say that is because right here on this section, I decided to actually change up the 808. So you have this pattern that's right here. And then what I did with this part is just change it kind of completely and just flip it. The pattern difference makes it merge and kind of push it into there, right? A point of a beat or a point of a song, I feel like, is just to push you. Is to just keep you going, keep the momentum, just kind of keep it going with the story. You can't just have like a stop to it and just wait a little bit. Or you can't just have it like this and then turn back, do a little spin, and then push it again and keep doing that for like 4 times. Like, you can't just do the same thing over and over and over again. You have to constantly be pushing it or constantly being like active in a way. So just gotta make sure it's different. The great thing about all of this, what is it called? I guess the word is all of these different stems and like collections and everything, is that when you can stem them out too, what I've also been working with is not only making sure that my drums and everything have like their own space with like EQs and everything. So sometimes I'll probably put like an EQ or something like right here to get rid of just all the excess and stuff like that. But what I've also been doing is I have all my layers right here. You know, I got my Rhodes. So we got it where it gives me my reverb that this is it dry. Sounds nice, but I wanted to give it that vintagey feel. So what I decided is to use this preset right here with just a regular reverb. And I think this one was just a little bit updated reverb. So I drenched it in reverb twice just because fuck it. Use a little bit of RC20 like this too. But what I also did was, not only is that going to the master, but I also put it through a kind of melody bus. And my melody bus is specific. So if I take this off, so what I want this to do is, I'm gonna stereo separate it just a little bit, but I kind of want it to be like a background in my head kind of in the top area, but not too far above my ears, where I just kind of hear this ambience, and it's like filling up this space where if somebody could hop on and stuff like that, all that space would just be around them, and it would be kind of like as if they're at a stage and stuff like that. So I think about different things like that when I'm making these beats, because I'm just like, I want to fill as much space as I can, and I don't want things to compete too often, but you know, filling in space is really, really nice. So what I had was just this Rhodes go through here. This melody bus, just all it was really was just this sound goodizer, this micro shift to kind of double it a little bit, this enhancer, the stereo enhancer, this reverb actually is called like the God preset. I got it from like a YouTuber where he has it exactly like this, so make sure to take screenshots of this, because this thing, honestly, I'll show you the difference between it. So if I have this going into the melody bus and I take off everything except for just the reverb, so that's just the reverb with. This is without. It is like small. Like I'm talking very, very slight like difference, really. But in terms of like adding, like if I take all this stuff off, where this is just empty, you hear it a little bit. It sounds very dry. It gives it this ambience kind of in a way. I don't know. It just gives it like this nice ambience that sound goodizer I feel like does, but it doesn't tear through the frequencies, stuff like that. So this is the God preset. It is really, really good. It's really nice. The reflections and everything make it really sound really good. The last thing too that I added for this was I had the effect rack. So I just had this wide doubler. So here's with it without. Here's with it on. So this sounds a little harsh, right? But this pulls it down, fills it just like this. So yeah, I did that with almost every single kind of instrument. So all of that stuff is just going into here, into this little melody bus. And that melody bus also has surprisingly a boost in the middle, because I kind of wanted it to poke out right there. So yeah, all I had for my master really was just a soft clipper, and the rest is history. So yeah guys, I wanted to show you guys this breakdown, as I'm still working on some beats and everything for you guys. I'm trying to see what different kind of content that I can make for you guys, whether it's K-Tronada. I know you guys really, really like that, as well as the Monte videos and everything too. But let me know what some new things you guys want me to see. Let me know some new challenges that you guys can have. So if you've gotten this far to the video, leave me a comment down below of the stuff that you want to see me try. Whether I do really, really good at it or I do really, really great at it and gives you inspiration, we'll just test some stuff out. Let's see what's going. I love the J.COLE beats. I love the Saba beats, the Isaiah Rashad, all that good stuff too. But I think right now I'm kind of looking more for a experimental phase, if you want to call it that. So but yeah, let me know down below in the comments, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I really do hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care, be easy, keep doing what you love, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.